Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood and sports updates here. Remember to subscribe for the latest videos. When the Indiana Fever faced off against the Chicago Sky, the anticipation was thick. The arena buzzed with excitement, not just because of the intense WNBA matchup, but because of the atmosphere, the rivalries, the stars both on and off the court, and yes, the fashion. Among the players, fans, and analysts that filled Gainbridge Fieldhouse, one woman stood out without even stepping foot on the hardwood that night. Her name, Sophie Cunningham. And she wasn't just making a quiet entrance. She was redefining what it means to command attention, injured or not. Sophie Cunningham, a name already known for grit, hustle, and fierce play in the WNBA, made headlines across the internet. Not for what she did during the game, but for what she wore before it. Sidelined due to an ankle injury, Sophie could have chosen to stay in the background, to quietly sit courtside and support her teammates like any other injured player. But that's not her style. Instead, she made a statement, without a word, by stepping into the arena in a jaw-dropping outfit that turned heads, sparked endless online chatter, and reignited conversations about fashion, power, and identity in women's sports. Dressed in a sheer black lace bodysuit, paired with a sleek black blazer and sharp high heels, Sophie walked with the grace of a runway model and the confidence of a champion. It wasn't just an outfit, it was a moment, a visual assertion that female athletes can be strong and stylish, powerful and poised, competitive and fashionable. The look was daring, and for some, even provocative. But above all, it was unapologetically bold. The social media reaction? Explosive. Photos and videos of her entrance began circulating within minutes. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok lit up, with fans gasping, praising, and in some cases, playfully blushing over her outfit. Comments ranged from, "Sophie Cunningham changed lives, man," to "Sophie, this is a family event." The collective reaction was one of awe and admiration, even when laced with humor. But why did this resonate so deeply with people? Why did one outfit steal the spotlight from an entire WNBA game? It's because Sophie's entrance wasn't just about clothing. It was about taking up space. In a sports world where female athletes are often judged for their appearance more than their performance, Sophie flipped the script. She didn't need to downplay her femininity to prove she belonged. In a fiercely competitive environment, she didn't wear sweatpants and hide in the shadows. She showed up and reminded the world that women in sports can own every part of themselves: athleticism, glamour, fire, and flair. Her walk into the arena reminded many of the iconic tunnel walks in the NBA, where players like Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and Jordan Clarkson use pre-game entrances to showcase not just their fashion sense, but their mood, mindset, and message. It's performance art in a sports context, and Sophie Cunningham just entered that realm, on her own terms. Let's not forget that Sophie has always had a unique relationship with style. In a recent interview, she laughed off online criticism of her pre-game outfits, revealing that her mother actually helps pick them out. That detail alone, her mum being involved in curating viral fashion moments, adds a layer of charm and relatability that only makes fans adore her more. It's proof that Sophie isn't just chasing trends. She's expressing herself, her roots, her confidence, and doing it with the people she loves. It also speaks volumes about how the WNBA and its players are reclaiming narratives around femininity, power, and professionalism. For far too long, female athletes have been caught between two extremes: perform at a high level, and don't distract with appearance, or dare to glam up and risk being taken less seriously. Sophie's moment says, why not both? Beyond the fashion, let's talk about the context of the game. The Indiana Fever, Sophie's team, dominated the Chicago Sky with a 93-58 victory. And while Sophie didn't play due to her injury, her presence still resonated. Her outfit became a pre-game talking point and post-game headline. And amidst all of this, there was another layer of tension brewing. The on-court interaction between rising star Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, who have already developed a fierce competitive rivalry. Clark and Reese's moment added a fiery spark to the night, with fouls, stares, and post-whistle tension. And yet, somehow, Sophie's entrance continued to trend, right alongside the game's most dramatic highlights. That tells you just how captivating her presence was. She didn't need to drop 20 points or hit a game winner. She reminded the world of her star power by simply walking in and owning the moment. This entire scenario is a glimpse into where women's basketball is headed. It's no longer just about stats and scores. It's about personality, style, attitude, presence. Players are building brands. They're creating moments. They're breaking out of the old molds that once tried to box them in. And Sophie Cunningham, she's not new to this. She's built her career on being fierce and fearless. She played college ball at Mizzou and became one of the program's all-time greats. In the WNBA, she's made a name for herself with her hustle, sharp shooting, and intensity. But now, she's showing the world a different side, one just as strong, just as compelling. She's showing that being sidelined doesn't mean being silenced. What we saw that night was a declaration. It said, I'm here, I'm watching, and I'm still a force. It's a reminder that sports icons aren't only defined by what they do during game time. They're defined by how they carry themselves in every space. On the court, in interviews, in streetwear, and in stilettos. Let's take a step back and ask, why do moments like this matter? Why are we drawn to these stories, to these women, to these visuals? Because representation matters. Because seeing female athletes embrace their full selves, without apology or fear, gives permission to others to do the same. It tells young girls that they can wear lace and compete, that they can walk in heels and drop buckets. That power and beauty are not at odds. And this is where Sophie's story becomes more than just fashion. It becomes cultural. She's shifting the narrative in real time. Every repost, every headline, every reaction is part of something bigger. The WNBA is evolving, and it's becoming a space where players aren't just athletes, they're icons. As the season continues, one thing is clear. Sophie Cunningham may be recovering from injury, but she's not fading into the background. If anything, she's commanding more attention than ever. And not because she's trying to, but because she's being herself in a world that's finally learning to appreciate every facet of women athletes. So what's next for Sophie? When will she return to the court? Will we see more viral fashion, moments? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. She's left a lasting mark, and not just on fans of the Fever or the WNBA, but on pop culture as a whole. We've entered a new era of women's sports, where players are stars in every sense of the word, where fashion meets athleticism and authenticity meets ambition, and leading the way in a black lace bodysuit and heels is Sophie Cunningham. So whether you tuned in for the game, the gossip, or the glam, this moment will be remembered as a pivotal chapter in WNBA culture. Sophie didn't need to speak. Her walk said it all, and here at Daily Gossip, we're here for every unforgettable second.